Welcome to 5 Minutes of Faith. I'm Apostle Trevor Banks, and I'm always glad when you join us and listen to these little 5 minutes. And I trust they're encouraging you and giving you some food to think about, perhaps opening up a revelation to you. Whatever it is, I pray that is blessing your life. We've been looking at creating your own world or creating your world. We've been looking at the life of Adam in the Garden of Eden. God didn't give Adam and Eve any instruction on spiritual warfare because at the time they were walking in their dominion. Lucifer, or Satan at that time, as he is today, had no authority, had nothing to work with, so they had no problems with him. And I want to encourage you, as I've been saying, give the devil no place. If you don't give him place as a child of God, he has no place. He has only the authority that you relegate or give to him. So, understanding that, Adam and Eve's entire life was focused on maintaining divine order through intimacy with God. Remember, we have dominion not instead of God, but because of God. Their life was focused on maintaining divine order through intimacy with God. Now remember, this dominion and authority has to come through our intimacy with God. It has to come through the overflow. So many people minister from a place of weakness, a place of burnout, a place of barely making it. But our ministry, our dominion, stems from our intimacy. Jesus said it himself. And remember, he conquered the world through love, through faith. He said, I do nothing except I see my Father do it. His miracle working power came through or from his intimate relationship with his Father. So, Psalm 23:5 says, the Lord will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemy. And that's what he was doing with Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, preparing a table for them daily, even in the presence of the enemies outside of the garden, which were the fallen ones. Now, all of their divine order, all of their work, all of their intimacy, all of these things flowed from their fellowship with God, walking and talking with God, intimate relationship. All this stuff came about because they were properly and intimately connected to God. Now, Satan was never the focus. Keep that in mind. That was never their focus. He didn't need to be, again, because he had no authority. He wasn't even a player in the game until they yielded to him. Now, the Bible tells us, let us not be ignorant of Satan's devices. Of course, we don't want to be ignorant of his devices today, but we don't want to give him any place either. Now, Adam and Eve, they were the ones that saw God the clearest out of any human beings ever. And they were never given any instructions on warfare because they saw God clearly. Isn't that interesting? Their dominion, their relationship to God, their light that they carried repulsed the enemy as light drives out darkness. Hear me, saint of God. If you are a light bearer, if you are carrying the light, let your light shine. Your light will repulse and drive out darkness, sometimes without a word. I like to say it this way, preach the gospel, and when you need to, use words. Your light, if you allow it to shine, if you walk in the light as he is in the light, that light will drive back darkness. Interesting. Their dominion repulsed the darkness. Jesus made a statement to Pilate. He said, if my disciples were of this world, if my kingdom was of this world, then my disciples would fight, physically fight, jockey, strive, contend, compete. But he said, my kingdom is not of this world. We conquer through another means altogether. Your presence should speak volumes. Now, we can't live in reaction to darkness. That's what a lot of people concerning warfare, that's what they do. Warfare has to do with them, as far as warfare, chasing the devil all around, responding or reacting to things that are happening. We cannot live in reaction to darkness. The first men, they were never told to do that. They never were occupied with that. If I respond or live in reaction to darkness, then darkness is setting the agenda for my life. I want you to think about that. If you're just responding to what the devil's doing and what's going on and what's happening and all this opposition, then you are allowing that to set the agenda for your life. And I want to tell you, you're wrong. Let the light set the agenda. Be occupied with the Lord. Let him fill you with light. And that light will repulse the darkness automatically. Darkness cannot comprehend light. Be that light. My time's up. Be that light. And until next time, remember, you don't need a whole lot of faith. Use the faith you've got. You're more than a conqueror. He will always cause you to triumph. This is the victory that overcomes the world, even your faith. God bless you until next time.